I think all of my videos start with me and coffee, which seems fitting. Hey, good morning everybody and happy 2021. I hope that everybody had a happy and safe New Year's Eve and that you guys are ready to roll into this year kicking. So I had this conversation with one of my best friends. And then it came up in conversation again last night, which I thought was really interesting. I always like when things show up in different ways. It kind of tells me that I'm on the right track and, you know, it is something worth thinking about or talking about, whatever it may be. And that was the idea of like time as a construct. So I'm not going to go too deep into, you know, how time is fake. But we kind of framed it in the sense that we all have these goals and we wait until the first of the year and we put so much pressure on this like January 1st reset, and that's fine. Like I understand when everybody is doing something collectively, there's an energy behind it that's really exciting and like you just want to be a part of it, and it just makes sense that that's your set point. But you can really change at any point throughout your life. You can decide on a Thursday night that like you are totally over your bullshit, you don't want your life to go the way that it's going, and you can dedicate your life to something totally different, new habits, new whatever. After having these conversations, I was kind of looking at the ways that I typically set goals for the new year. I found it interesting because I had already changed the way that I was setting goals for the new year without even having these conversations, just because I realized that it didn't have to do with a year, it had to do with what I want out of my life and what I'm willing to work towards. So with that, I thought that I would share how I reframed what I'm looking for in 2021. I'm gonna read these to you. These were my things to release for my full moon ritual. So I wrote down everything that I wanted to release. I did some energetic spiritual work surrounding them, and I plan to burn it, but I wanted to save it for the purpose of this video. The need to shrink myself, the desire to be understood by everyone, limiting beliefs surrounding my potential, playing small, allowing others to assign me my worth, letting fear run my life, allowing people to speak fear into my dreams, speaking when silence is best, being silent when I should speak up, doubting my power, being ashamed to have big dreams, being scared of my own potential, and my fear of losing people. So those are all things that I want to leave behind in 2020, leave with this year, because they no longer serve me. They never really have, I don't think, maybe from a protective standpoint, but definitely not anymore. So that was how I started my New Year's goals, was first getting rid of things to make space for the things that I truly want. Instead of framing it as goals for 2021, I just wrote at the top of the page, what do I desire? First thing is spiritual growth. I feel as though I've been very dedicated to my spiritual growth this year, but I definitely hit some pits that made it hard to see anything past making it through the day. I had a lot of those this year, and it made me so much stronger. I mean, the woman that I am today, I love her so much more than I love the version of myself that I was in May, or in June, or in July. Even more so than I love the version of myself that I was a month ago. You know, I am really grateful for the breaking because it has allowed me to grow. That being said, in 2021, I want to focus on spiritual growth without the painful lessons. I know that I will have lessons again in my life. I know that I will constantly be learning. I just no longer need to learn them through pain. I'm putting that out into the universe. I don't need to learn my lessons through pain. Emotional fulfillment is my second one. So I feel very emotionally fulfilled as far as having friends that I can have stimulating conversations with and that I know are there for me when I need them. I can go to them if I'm going through something. I want to cultivate that more so for myself, which is interesting because a lot of times I don't experience it outwardly until I have it within. But with this one, I feel like I'm experiencing it in so many ways. Like I can go and I can be around people and they fill me up emotionally, And then when I'm by myself, I tend to just kind of numb and do things that don't actually keep that going. And that is going to change. Love in all of its forms. Everybody in my life, and I think most of the people who watch my videos know that I went through a pretty hard breakup this year, and I did not know how I was going to feel about relationships ever again. And where I'm at right now, I'm so happy with myself and being single. It's been 7 months of just me rocking alone. And I'm cool with that. You know, I'm in no rush to change that. But for the first time in a long time, I feel open to the idea of love. And I just want to expand on that possibility. I want to expand my heart to carry more love and spend more time with the people that I love, like my family and my friends, my niece, that's a big one. So just more love for the things that I do, just everything, just more love. Genuine support. So I have so many people on social media and who I know in real life but I don't see often enough that are my genuine support system. And I think that for a long time I was kind of closed off because I didn't want my circle to be too big, right? I have my core group of 3 or 4 people that I rely on for my support, and I'm like, cool, I know they got me. But I think that I can branch out and have support in my creative endeavors and have support in YouTube endeavors and just find more pockets of genuine support. I'm excited for that one. Joyful moments. I talk about this with Stephanie a lot about romanticizing your life and romanticizing the little things, and I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to find joyful moments is when you look at the mundane, normal things that you do and you truly romanticize them. Financial stability. Hey. So I'm actually going into the new year in a really good spot financially, which is amazing. I am looking to get into my own place this year. I am looking to refinance my car. I feel very, very confident that I will have a job opportunity that will present itself that will be perfectly aligned with what I want, and I have a strong feeling that it will not be here in Tampa, which is okay. I'm very excited. Further down the list, I have a new city anyways, so moving away from home is not just moving out of my mama's house. I want something new. I want to try something new, and I'm really excited to do that. Where I'm at financially, I'm on a path to where I can get there, and I can get there pretty quickly if I follow through with everything that I have on my plate and everything that I am capable of doing. So we're gonna manifest that. So soon, I'm working on a new city. Once everything's solidified, I know where I want to be. We're gonna go through a whole phase here of me manifesting my dream house or dream apartment. Let me slow my roll a little bit. My dream place and just everything that I want to furnish it with, and we'll go through that whole thing later on the road. Travel. So I actually, I don't know if I mentioned this on my channel, I probably have. I was approved for a study abroad trip to Peru. Peru got canceled because of COVID. I graduated, so I didn't think that my scholarship would still matter, but they're making an exception for graduating seniors. Therefore, I can go on a study abroad trip, but I can't go with my school. I have to go with an outside program. So I applied for a semester abroad where I would sail from Antigua, or from the British Virgin Islands to Antigua and back. And that is like, fingers crossed guys, that if I get that, and when I'm able to do that, I will be so excited. Yeah, and then also just more travel than that. Obviously, if I'm trying to move to a new city, I'm trying to travel. And I have people that I want to visit. I have a brother and sister that I need to get my arms around and squeeze the hell out of. So I have traveling that needs to be done. A career that aligns with my passions, it's coming. It's definitely coming. My ultimate goal is to own my own business. I think that most people in my life know that, and when I tell them that, they see that. But for the time being, I really want to be able to gain experience through working with a company that aligns with my values, my passions, and allows me to use my craft. So we're putting out all of the good vibes, and I truly think that this job is going to materialize for me. pretty quickly. I feel it. It's one of those things that you can't quite explain, but you just know. I have a very solid trust in the universe with this one. Peace. I just desire peace. I've had a hell of a year, and not just romantically, but with friendships, with my health, with my family, and I'm dedicated to my peace. And if you don't contribute to my peace, and if I feel like you are detracting from my peace of mind and where I am and where I need to go, I love you. I wish you the best on your journey, but bye. People who are meant to grow and ascend with you, that's what they're gonna do. People who aren't, they're gonna fall off, and that's okay. Everybody's on their own journey. And if those people reconvene into my life later on and it's healthy, cool. If they don't, then love and light. Wish you all the best. But I'm really at a peaceful place in my life, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. So we're gonna just continue to cultivate that in 2021. My health. Just want my health. Taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, physically. My health will be top priority. I desire discipline. This is a big one. This is me being very real with myself in the fact that I have really great goals. I'm very intelligent. I am a hard worker, but I lack the discipline sometimes to apply everything at once. I want to be very disciplined in the way that I chase my dreams and accomplish my goals. And the last thing on my list was happiness. Again, part of that is finding the joyful moments and romanticizing life and finding the happiness in those little moments, but it's all really about just radiating that happiness from the inside out and then attracting it into your life in various forms. I was not a happy person for months out of 2020, and that's a really hard thing when you pride yourself on always being happy and uplifting and upbeat. You know, I struggled to ever show negative emotions at all. When I showed negative emotions, people left. I had to learn that that has nothing to do with me. If I choose to share my emotions and somebody else can't handle them, that's okay. They don't have to. It's not their responsibility, but them leaving it is also not a reflection of me, but a reflection of them. It doesn't just stem from, oh, they leave out your life forever. Even if they just have to leave the conversation or are not a part of your support system for a little while, like, those things impact you. But again, it's just something that you have to decide if that relationship is worth it or not, if they can't be there for you in those moments. And you have to learn how to be okay with expressing those emotions, because there will be people who will stay. There will be people who will hold you while you cry. And this year I found my best friends. Like, I knew my best friends, but I didn't realize what they were willing to do in order to make sure that I was okay, and my family. And people who will look at me after everything that I've gone through in life and know my ins and outs, my dirty little secrets, and will still look at me and say, no, you're worthy of having these negative emotions and being supported through it. Like, you're allowed to be X, Y, and Z. And that happiness that you find within yourself attracts so much in return. Like, these last couple of months have just been overwhelming. How much happiness I find in my day-to-day life, and how many moments I'm like, wow, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. Like, it really does come back tenfold when you learn how to cultivate it within yourself and not hide your shadow aspects. So at the bottom of my list, I wrote, I will first give these things to myself, then we can share. And that goes for anyone in my life. I'm going to do these for me, and I hope that you do them for you. And if our paths cross, we can share it. And if they don't, cool. But first, I'm going to make sure that I have all these things for me, myself, and I. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my different take on goals for 2021. I will still be doing a vision board. This one will be coming down, and a new one will be going up this week. I will still be, writing down my planner, and I'll have a time frame for stuff. So I'm not totally ditching the conventional idea of goals. I'm just reframing the way that I look at it in my mind in hopes that I can make it into a lifestyle. In the comments down below, let me know how you set New Year's goals, if you do, why you do or you don't, and what they are. Just talk to me down there. And I will see you all in the next video.